Hey there, it's Captain Roger. Let's go for a walk. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way. You know, some of my favorite stories are about walking with God are hidden in the book of Numbers. This is a book that's filled with census data and some rather dull bits of ritual practice, but woven in between are all these details about the Israelites in the wilderness on their way from Egypt to the Promised Land. The whole story is one of people who are learning how to walk with God, and at least in a way, of God learning how to walk with his people. Kind of finding the right buttons to push and motivate people with free will to do the right thing instead of just anything. I know that's kind of oversimplistic, but what do you expect from a 3-minute video? Theology school? In Numbers 12, there's a story most people have never even heard of. Moses' brother and sister meet his wife, and they start to rip Moses up and down for having married her. What's the problem? She was black. And if you just thought, wow, racism's been a problem for a long time, well, you're right. But what's happening is probably not exactly what you're thinking. They're actually getting on Moses for overstepping his bounds. See, in those days, in that place, black was beautiful, baby. As it is, or should be now. But brown-skinned Hebrews were considered less, which is wrong. Human beings are human beings, and the shade of our skin doesn't change anything. Brown is beautiful too. And so am I, and all my pasty white brothers and sisters, and every shade in between. But the Lord heard these two sniping at Moses. And when they start saying, hey, you better pay attention to us because God speaks through us too, you're getting too full of yourself because you married above your station. That's when God stepped in. Or maybe I should say he drifted in, because he came down as a cloud and he summoned the three of them to come hear what he had to say, which was this. I talk to a lot of people in a lot of different ways, but I speak directly to Moses. And yet you seem to think that you have the right to tell him what's what? See, God was steamed, and when he left, he turned Miriam white. You heard me. Can you think of a more appropriate gift for a racist than to put them in the position of being what they hate or fear the most for a time? Miriam was turned as white as snow, and Aaron, he cried out for mercy for her, but God said she needed to stay that way for a week. And she hid in a tent outside the camp, but people noticed they weren't moving on, obviously, and so it wasn't long before everyone knew. And it wasn't until she was allowed back that they got going again. So what does it mean to walk with God? It means acknowledging that all people are his children, our brothers and sisters, worthy of the same love and respect and honor as everyone else. So go show someone a little love, will you? I need to finish my walk. Grace and peace to you. See y'all tomorrow.